when you are there in installs, you need to click on install editor. There are few options. So one of these LTS versions, okay, what does LTS mean? Any idea? Long term support. Okay, so it is always advised that you do install something called as LTS1. Now as I did tell, Unity 6 is the recommended one right now, but there are quite a few changes, okay, which they have done right from camera to all the inputs. So that is why this is as of now not recommended. It is recommended that you do install any of 2022 version. Okay, so now when you do click on install, you will have this pop-up. By default, Microsoft Visual Studio Community is needed. Please ensure you do tick on Android build support, and it also has two sub entries over here, and do ensure that you do use both of them. Okay, along with this, if at all you want documentation, you can definitely go ahead with. And if any one of you is a fan of Korean series, I do not know who and in which language it is, but if anyone is, then you can try installing these languages also. Okay, I don't think so this would be needed as of now, but Android build support, you can click and you can click on continue. Okay, I hope this thing is understood. So this is one thing. Then when you start the installation for Visual Studio, there would be that pop-up where what I had shown. So in this pop-up, you need to scroll down. There would be a tab called as gaming. Okay, and in gaming, please ensure you have ticked this game development with Unity wala part. Okay, once you do install this and your installation is complete, you are now ready to use, or you are now ready to create your own apps over here. Okay, so I hope till here things are clear. Now in install, there is one more thing. Please try to understand, whenever you do download something from the internet, okay, say here there is one place. So what is the place? I go to community and I to check the assets, it is assetstore.unity.com. Okay, to learn, it is learn.unity.com. So here, say I search for something called as environments. Okay, and in these environments, what we are having, please click free. Okay, and say any one of the environment what we want. So say this fantasy forest is the one which I would like to use in my project. I'll very soon show these things also. Okay, so say this is the environment which I want to use in my this thing project. Now can you see which version is this created in? Unity 2018. Okay, now by default, any higher version of Unity can open any lower version. Still, when you do open a project, it shows a pop-up that it was built with a different version. Do you want to install that particular editor? There is no need. For each and every editor, what you are trying to install, 20 GB space it is going to take just for the editor, and around 11 GB for Visual Studio and everything. Okay, so there is no need to have multiple editors installed. You can anytime cross check which editor we can open and what what is need to be done as soon as you do try opening that project over here. Okay, I hope this thing is clear. Now one important thing, say I still want to install now that particular editor. Which editor version is here over here, guys? Sorry, wrong browser. Which editor? 2018. I am there over here. I click on install. Do you find 2018? No. Then how do we install that? If you do go to pre-release, this is alpha, beta, gamma version. Okay. Now here, for any version which is not listed over here, click on archive over here and click on download from archive. So here you will have all versions of Unity. from the start till date, whichever Unity has released. Okay, so here now do you see 2018? Getting it or not getting it? So here now all the versions are there. Okay, Unity did start with Unity version number 5. Right now we are having Unity version number 6. Okay, 2018 you want, click on 2018. All 2018 versions would be there over. I hope this thing is understood. Okay, so it is not you would not be able to install, but still how to install, what to install, those things I hope are now a bit more clear. Okay, so installation part in next 20-30 minutes will everyone be able to have uh, any sub but a 2022 version installed. This much everyone will be able to do, right, in next 20 minutes. Along with this, Visual Studio, along with Unity game development, C++, that extension pack also would be installed, right? Okay, so I hope in next 20 minutes you all would be able to do this much. So right now, for next 15-20 minutes, you can start your installation part. I am right now just making you familiar with Unity. Okay, so it is not needed that you have to, match my speed over here and repeat the same. It is just for your understanding. We would later on be seeing those things in detail, but as of now, just get familiar with Unity. Now, before we do proceed, any idea how many pipelines do we have for Unity while creating a new project? How many pipelines do we usually use? 3D तो है ही, सबके साथ 3D आ जाएगा. Which all pipelines do we have? Anything? Do you remember something called as BRP, URP, HDRP? Okay, so these things we will see now. Unity editor, are you all familiar with what all things are there in UI of Unity editor? What is there on the leftmost side? What do we have in the leftmost side? We have hierarchy. Then in the middle there are two windows stacked, one next to other. We are having one called as what? One called as game window and one called as what? Scene window. I hope this much you all are aware. Then on the extreme right, what do we have? We have something called as what? We have something called as an inspector window. And below there are two things, or basically three things. One is your asset, which is seen under project, and second is what? Second is console over here. Okay, in console, what do you see? You do see all the errors, you do see all the logs, you do see all the warnings over here. I hope this much everyone is under, like, this much so is everyone known. Then in VR, how many things have you tried? VR, by VR, I do not mean the headset part, but I just mean a normal VR, normal game, made with 2D, made with 3D, moving objects, creating game objects. Are you all aware about that thing? यार हुआ है ठीक है. So right now let us quickly try to have an overview about the entire editor. So for next 15-20 minutes, please see over here. Whatever installation is going on, you can parallelly try to do that. Whatever I am trying to share now, it is not you have to perform it simultaneously. It is just to make you aware how we are going to use Unity throughout these 3 days over here. Okay. Once I do finish this, we will have a break of 5-10 minutes. And then when you do start, wherever you want, you can stop me. We can have those steps done in what we can say in sync over here. Okay. So right now, very first is Unity Hub. Unity Hub में it is recommended whatever latest version you have, you can use that. Unity Hub को update करने का there is no issue कि you cannot update Unity Hub, but Unity Editor, it is always advised that you have a proper Unity Editor which is LTS supported and with which you can anytime what we can say share your projects properly. Okay, so now in Unity Hub, very first thing is projects. project is having two tabs, add and a new project. So if you have a project which is there on a disk, you can anytime click and you can add. As of now, I assume that you do not have anything, so let us create a new project. Okay, this is one thing. In installs, we are having locate and we are having install. I always recommend you install Unity Hub, Unity Editor, sorry, from install editor only. Do not download individual components. So what do I mean by this? Here when you are there, okay, so say if you wanted 2018